All I really knew about that guy was his car commercial.
Chris Barnes in a car commercial?
He did a car commercial for a local car commercial place. It's like, this is Chris Barnes. Come on down and get a car. It's like in his town.
Oh, shoot.
Someone showed me a YouTube video. That's all I knew about. I was like, this guy seems cool.
Oh, wow.
And I got a death metal guy doing a local car dealership in their town. Like, it was a cheap little commercial. You got to check it out. It's the funniest thing ever. That's how I knew who that guy was. Like, metal for me, like, we'll talk about it, but like hard rock, is like, I'm a glam rock guy. I'm a hair metal dude that got into metal when I met Joey Jordison. And then it just, the world opened up. And so, you know, so I kind of went backwards with it. So I got into metal for a while, and that's where I started learning about a lot of bands, and I know your guy Ernie as well, and just again, we'll talk about it. So you'll hear it.
I think we're already going.
Oh, all right, cool. All right, fuck, all right.
Wednesday the 13th. Thank you for being here. It's nice to meet you in person.
Cool. Thank you for having me, man. I watched the show, as I said, and it's good to be on it. This is a good setup.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I like the colors. I showed her the show today, and I was like, she goes, "Well, I like the colors." I was like, "Yeah, this will match my look."
Yeah, it's like music, dude. When something works, you don't really know why it works. Purple, I found it's a comforting color.
It is
for myself, and I found by accident for other people.
Yeah, you don't want to put red on. You don't turn the red light on.
No,
don't turn it.
It's
on.
metal.
Don't do it.
It looks really cool.
It does, but
we were messing around with colors, red, and like, dude, this looks really sick.
Yeah,
but it's a very like.
It'll get weird after a while. It gets weird. This gets a little weird. I know. I have red lights. That's my color, but it gets weird after a while.
Yeah, man. So so you were just like Wednesday. I heard you're just strictly like a punk glam rock. That's it. It sounds like your life really took off when you turned like 25. You know,
yes,
it just kind of seemed like that it was quick.
Catapult.
I mean, you met Joey when you were 25, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I was looking at your timeline. It seems like you're already touring. Around.
Well, I had a band. So I started. I'm 48 now. I started playing music when I was 15, playing people's basements, and played my high school. And I was a guitar player. I wasn't even the vocalist of a band. Started my local bands, did that for a bit, and then I guess my first serious band that put out our first CD, which took a loan out from my job, my furniture delivery job. And my band was called Frankenstein Drag Queens from Planet 13, inspired by Ed Wood, if you know the movie for the Johnny Depp.
Ed Wood, okay.
The Tim Burton movie.
Okay.
And that pretty much influenced my band, the imagery and the idea of what we were going to do. And then the music was just sort of punk rock, hard rock, glam rock, or whatever you want to call it. And that band put out 3 albums, and we had an independent deal in Germany through this label that was an affiliate of Century Media.
Okay.
And it got around, and that's where Joey heard of it. And he called me up and was like, I heard of your band. I've been playing it backstage at Slipknot in between shows, and we're coming off the road, and I have this band that's similar to it. We want you to be a part of it. I like your music. We want you to be the bass player. I'm like, what? Okay. You know, and this band, I'm the front guy, I'm the guitarist, we're a 3-piece. Yes. I was trying to escape North Carolina. North Carolina felt like a cage for me, and I was like, I'll do anything to get out of this place. And Slipknot wasn't on like my radar as far as like something I was into, but I knew I knew who they were, and I was like, this is an opportunity. I'll do this. So I went up to Iowa as the bass player. And instantly, pretty much, I became the vocalist. Joey changed the whole band around. He took all of my songs from that band, and that became what Murderdolls are. So that first Murderdolls album, 90% of it is re-recordings produced by Joey Jordison of my old band songs. And
interesting.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it started. And then we just and the band we put together was the live touring band, and did the videos and everything. And then the band toured for 2 years, and Joey went back to Slipknot for to do the 3rd Slipknot record. And at first he's like, "Oh, we don't even like each other. We're probably going to tour for 6 months." And I'm like, "Okay." And then that turned into 2 years. Yeah, I knew it would, you know. But I was like, you know, I quit my day job, did this. I got through into the kid
already.
You know, but I was fine. I was like, this is what I wanted to do, you know, and. But when I knew he was going back to Slipknot, I'm like, well, what am I going to do now? My band's done. I got to do something else. I'll just call it Wednesday 13.
Boom.
You know, but the thing was, the label that had signed me as my Frankenstein Drag Queens released it in Europe. When Murderdolls came out, they decided to re-release all those albums and put a big Murderdolls sticker on it and placed it in all the record store. So you found Murderdolls and you'd find 4 Frankenstein Drag Queen albums right behind it, which just helped me.
Yeah, yeah.
So people just didn't look at me as Joey Jordison's friend that came in and just, now what? They're like, oh, he wrote all the songs, so he's got a history. So I think that kept me afloat, and I was able to do the Wednesday 13 thing, which started, believe it or not, 20 years ago.
It's 20 years ago,
20
man.
years ago. I'm on my 10th record right now.
10th is the one that was coming out in April, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So 20 years ago, the first Wednesday 13 album came out on Roadrunner Records because I was still signed as Murderdolls. Monty Connor, if you deal with Monty, are you with Roadrunner?
Yeah, I met Monty.
So you know the great Monty Connor?
Yes.
So I was signed with Murderdolls because of Joey, and so when it was time to do a solo thing, I went to Monty and said, "Hey, you think you guys would put a solo record out?" And he was like, "I don't know," but Monty liked my stuff, so I sent him some demos. He went to the owner, and they were like, "Nope, we don't want it." I went, "Okay, all right," and out of the blues, I get a phone call that week from some guy going, "Hey, I work at a label called Ryko Disc." If you've ever heard of this label, they're more like a catalog label. They put all the David Bowie, Frank Zappa stuff out, all this stuff. They're more of a catalog label, and they were wanting to put my Frankenstein Drag Queen stuff out. And I went, "Okay, cool." I was like, "You wouldn't want a Wednesday 13 record, would you?" And he went, "Yeah, I'll take it." I went, "All right,
Boom.
this is happening now." Okay. So I'm still signed to Roadrunner, and I say, all right, so I go back to Monty. Hey, this label wants to sign me, but you guys have the first right of refusal, so you got to let me go. So I present them the contract of what I was offered, and then they said, well, we'll match it. We'll take you now. So that's how I got my deal with Roadrunner, because they didn't want to give it to anybody else.
Negotiating.
I
got a deal right here.
Yeah.
You better do something now. If not, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick.
So I got the
Congrats,
deal.
man. That's cool.
That's how I got it. So it was cool.
Awesome.
And then, but I didn't want to leave Roadrunner. I'd already formed a cool team there with Monty and our publicist Michelle in the UK. It was just a cool family. I kept it there, and it was exciting. I mean, I had a solo record coming out. That was a cool moment for me.
Big deal.
It was a fuck you to people as well. It was just like, and but I didn't know if it was gonna, and I didn't have an ego thing of being like, I got to call this Wednesday 13. I'd been through so many bands and members and guys back and forth. I'm like, if I call this band, let's say it's going to be called Funeral Party or something. I don't know. As soon as I put it out, this guy's going to quit, this guy's going to quit. And I went, I just call it Wednesday 13. I know I'm always going to be here. I think.
So, that's, you know what?
And that's how it happened.
That's smart.
And now, and looking 20 years, I've had 47 members in Wednesday 13 in 20 years.
That sounds like
I think it's 47. I might be off a number or two, but it's in the 40s.
How do you not get burnt out? Like, what's the word? It's not training, but like bringing someone else in and they got to learn the songs. That sounds like a burnout. I think I heard you talk about it.
Just over the years. I mean, I'm just saying, like when I started the band, I didn't have anyone. I'd record the first album. My very first album, I play everything on it except for the drums. I played bass, guitar, solos, everything, and then I put the band together after that. So it just came and went. I started off as a 4-piece. I was the rhythm guitar player, and then I broke my collarbone and couldn't play guitar for a while. So I became the front guy, and I went, oh, this is pretty awesome.
You got into a car wreck, right? And and that's what broke your your left.
Yeah. So it was like where the strap hung, so I just couldn't play for a while. But then,
dude, how does that feel when you break your collarbone, man?
It sucks.
Oh, I never.
You know what? You don't think about it. You've probably heard, like I heard, broken collarbone. You don't think about what that is. But like I broke it because I had a car accident, so the seatbelt snapped it. So it's like, so that's a common thing. So when you get thrown forward,
were you driving? You were driving.
I was DUIing. This is why I am sober now.
I was DUIing driving.
I was DUIing in 2007, and I flipped my car 5 times. I think that's the number I put in my head because I heard I was counting, I broke my collarbone on the seatbelt thing. So, but you don't think about like the healing process of that thing, because I'm seeing that here pulled up. Mm-hmm. It's like,
Oh, it sucks.
You can't move it. Like, so basically you can wear a brace to keep your arm from moving, but like the only way to keep it to grow back is just don't move. So it was just, I couldn't really do anything. And like the first couple of days I felt those bones hit each other, and it took my breath. It was like, I remember I was on the phone with someone, because it was on blabbermouth that I died, I think, for like 24 hours. And everyone was calling my phone. I remember on the phone the first day I was talking to someone, and just it would sometimes touch, and I would go, sorry, I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to get some accurate dates with your car wreck. I'm like, did he get in two separate accidents? Because you recorded a record, and the last day you got into a car wreck that almost killed you.
That was the one. Yeah, that was so.
Same one. Okay.
Yeah, so that was the one. That was my third album, 2007. I'd recorded it, and on the way home from recording that day, I flipped my car. I had all the equipment in my car. I had the hard drive of the record. The only recording of the record was like on the seat.
September 10th, 2007.
I was listening to Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss. I was going through my Slayer phase.
No,
and I remember
Slayer.
And I remember hearing, I tell people the most metal thing I've ever heard, because the car was still playing Slayer when it came to a stop, but it was flipping. I could hear the metal, and I could just hear it. I could hear it was just
that sounds
rolling,
terrifying.
And then it stopped. So when the car stopped, it stopped on the passenger side, on its side. So I was sideways.
Yeah.
So I was sitting sideways and I've watched so many movies. I'm thinking this thing's going to blow up. I got to get out.
You gotta get out.
So
dude.
I undo my seatbelt. Didn't realize I broke my collarbone yet. So when I undo the seatbelt, I fall straight to the side, to the passenger side.
Yeah.
And I think I fractured my ankle there. and I'm standing up. So now you got to imagine, I'm standing on the passenger seat window, and the steering wheel's in my face. The window's all cracked. I hear Slayer's blasting. I can't turn it off. There's smoke.
You can't turn it off.
There's smoke, and I'm just like, I lived through this. I got to get out. And I hear someone going, "Are you okay?" This is in North Carolina, so
Still
you hear my southern accent come out, and here's my, "You okay in there?" No. And
you need a Bible?
They're trying to kick the window out. And I'm like, and it's kicking glass all over me. So I don't know how I did this with a broken collarbone, but I climbed out of my car like a tank. So imagine, because I had to open the door.
You actually
push it
door,
up,
right?
Yeah, to climb out, and then I jumped off the car, and then just kind of sat on the curb, and then I was trying to put my story together, like, because I knew I was drunk.
You were tanked.
I knew it. And I don't know what, I went off on an exit going too fast, and I just started flipping. And so this is what I'm just trying to put the memory back. And I'm not glorifying this or anything. I did some hard time for this. I paid my dues for this. I learned my lesson. Mm-hmm. But I climbed out of the car, sat on the curb, cops show up, and I'm guilty as charged. I'm wearing a drink alcohol t-shirt in the Coca-Cola logo.
Oh no, that's a bad look.
Yeah, eyeliner smeared. I had dreadlocks down to my waist. I'm just sitting there on the curb, just trying to put my story together. And the guy goes, "You been drinking earlier?" And then I go to jail, and the whole process starts. So it wasn't a fun time, but it is a story of my life, and I tell it.
How did it get out that you were dead?
I just think I don't know. I think it was on Blabbermouth. I tried to find it, but it was, people were calling me and said, "I heard you were dead on Blabbermouth." And I'm like, "Well, why are you texting me? I'm not going to answer my phone."
It's like, well,
but I don't know.
It's like, "What's up? I'm dead."
But yeah, I think that around that time, I don't think there was that much texting. People were calling then. So I've tried to remember it. I don't know. That's just my memory of it now. And
this is September 10th, 2007.
Yeah.
So
there he is. So I was about to. I had this project I was doing called Bourbon Crow, which was it was a drinking project. So I was practicing drinking, and that's what happened. So it was a country acoustic drinking thing we did, and that got canceled. It's a good thing it got canceled, because we wouldn't have survived that tour. If that's how it was starting at rehearsal, imagine what it would have been. You know, so I just I had
kind of like a blessing in a weird
I had
way.
a problem back then. I think my thing was party, party, party. If we're not going to be the best band, maybe we could be the best band at partying. Crazy thought, you know.
Yeah,
Like
bad
we
thought.
we toured with Typo Negative, one of their last tours with before Peter passed, and we just partied with them, and they knew us as the party band. You know, so that was my reputation a while ago.
So maybe that, so 2007, 2017, so 12 years later, you became sober.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I stopped drinking, and was it 2000? Was it 17, 18? Beginning of 2018?
19, I heard.
Yeah, I think was it 19? I think so. Yes,
Okay.
maybe.
Well, 12 years
I don't
too.
know. I used to count.
12 years too late, you think?
Yeah, I used to count. Yeah. I think, man, I don't know. I mean, these stories all, you know, I've got so many. I've met most of these people. You know, I became friends with Randy, Lamb of God, because we were drinking buddies. You know, I remember being at Rock'em Ring and pulling a fire extinguisher off the wall and spraying him with it, and him running, flying out of his flip flops. That's the last time I saw him for like a year. Then I thought he was mad at me, and he showed up. I was like, I'm so sorry I did that to you. And he's like, I thought you were mad at me. I was like, no, I was just
I was just drunk.
I was
hanging
just,
out.
it was a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, it's
It said,
hard.
pull here.
It's hard to. Do you find it's hard to look back on memories when you were drinking? Like, oh man, I mean, it was so bad. But there's also like, there's a lot of great memories you have hanging out with your buddies and meeting people.
It's the best.
When you're hammered.
It's the best. I mean,
It's tough.
It was the best for me because I'm a shy person. Like I was a shy person, and I didn't start drinking until Joey Jordison. Basically, when I joined Murderdolls, he asked me, like, we first started when I was the bassist. When we did our first little show, we did. He's like, "Do you drink?" And I went, "Kool-Aid," and he laughed, and I went, "I'm serious. I don't drink. I didn't drink at all."
You didn't drink till you're 25?
I experiment. I think I drank some Boone's Farm. Maybe I never smoked
Boone's
weed.
Farm?
Boone's Farm.
What's that?
That's the like the it's
Boone's Farm?
Oh, Boone's Farm.
What is this?
Oh, man, the blue one was my jam.
Boone's Farm is this
Blue one is the one.
What the fuck is this?
Because basically, I said I like Kool-Aid, and Joey goes, and I said I drank Boone's Farm. He goes, Boone's Farm. And then the next, like literally, he went to the store and got a 6-pack and came back and put 2 bottles of Boone's Farm on the bass cab.
Okay.
And I went, oh, okay. So then I was like, oh, I pressed this guy, and I got drunk and was throwing up later that night. And
wow.
So yeah, I think I started in the beginning, just was, and then I couldn't hold my alcohol for like a month or two until we got to Germany, and I discovered Jägermeister, and that was, I thought was, oh, this is the one, and it kind of, what I thought cured my social anxiety, and that just became my thing, and like I said, I've got more good memories about it than I do the bad ones. I think.
That's what's so tough about cutting back on alcohol. You have it's majority great memories, but it's like the bad ones are just really bad.
The ones are
The bad ones are really bad. So trying to get my timeline right. When you went on tour with Murderdolls, only because we're talking about it now.
2002 to 2003 was the years we did the first tour.
And besides Joey, you didn't know the guys until you're on the bus, right?
For the most part, I didn't know. We kind of met prior to that. Like the band, the photos were taken before we'd even played as a full band. The video was made before we had played as a full band.
Wow.
And we rehearsed 4 or 5 days before the first tour as a full band. We'd already did the photos, videos, and everything. Because Joey basically plays everything on that first Murderdolls record. I play some guitar on it, do all the vocals. He did everything else, and then we put the band together. And so we kind of learned to be a band on tour, or not be a band. We were so dysfunctional.
That's just failure waiting to happen, dude. That's just something.
Yeah, but we'd all been waiting, like
Your
our whole lives to do it.
Yeah,
for Joey, it was the second time around. He wasn't playing drums. He was up front. This was his free-spirited band, and he didn't crack the whip on us too much. It was just kind of like, have fun and just go for it. And we did, and we idolized, like, that Motley Crue, The Dirt book was like our Bible. And we we acted that out, I think, in that short time. But having Joey's involvement, because at the time, that was the first time they were unmasked.
Okay.
So everybody wanted to know what they look like. So it was immediate press on us. MTV wanted to know what he looked like, and it was, Then we got on Dawson's Creek, that TV show.
On Dawson's Creek?
On Dawson's Creek.
Whoa, how was that?
Awesome. It was. I wasn't, believe it or not, I'm surprised I wasn't into that show. I watched Beverly Hills 90210, watched Melrose Place.
You were a big fan of Friends, right?
Love Friends.
Yeah, you still have the box set, right?
We got the box set.
Yeah, of course
we
you
got
do.
the trivia game. I still refer to Friends trivia all the time in real life situations.
Okay. You're on Dawson's Creek?
We're on Dawson's Creek. So
hey Jay,
check this out. But there's a funny story about this. So we're playing a Halloween party for Dawson's Creek here.
Oh, it's a Halloween party. Okay.
All right. So then it'll go to Dawson's here in a second. So I've explained this because this is the most weirdest thing ever here. Okay. So cut back to him talking in a minute. But so this is right when Joey came out. Everyone knew him as the drummer. But he's a guitar player in Murderdolls.
Yes.
So when they did this edit, the manager said, make sure most of the footage is on Joey and Wednesday because they're the guys in the band. Make sure footage is on them. If you watch the clip, it's all on me and the drummer. And Joey's in it for like 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, because
that was the first time I saw him get mad and throw a tantrum at management because see, that's supposed to be Joey, but it's not.
Oh, they thought that was because they had no idea.
They had no idea.
Yeah.
They thought he was the drummer, so he was furious about this. But the one thing I remember most about this, my daughter was at this. She was around 4 years old at this. And she's got this cute little sling blade accent. She talks like this. Daddy, she talks like this.
Yeah.
And every time we would film they would do a scene, because it was quiet on the set there. They're talking. She would go, Daddy. And they'd go, quiet. All right, do it again. They made her leave the set. And what's Tom Cruise's wife was on the show? What's her name? Not Tom. Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes
took my daughter on a golf cart to calm her down while we filmed it.
That's
this
sick.
is so you filmed videos before. You know how it's kind of weird. Not weird. You're lip syncing, doing the whole thing. But you get used to doing that. This was the most awkward thing I've ever done. I'd only filmed one video, so I'm still kind of new to this whole thing. I'm 26. I just turned 26, and they were like, "All right, well, to film this part, we need you guys in the background to still be moving like you're playing, but you can't play. Pretend like you're playing." Mm-hmm. Okay. He says, well, here, put these little earbuds in your ear. You can hear your music playing. So we need you to pretend like you're playing, but only you will hear yourself. And the people in the front row pretend like you're listening to them. So we had to lip sync quietly to people in the front row that are pretending to make noise while this dude does his line.
Wow.
And it was the most weirdest, most awkward thing. And they kept, and my daughter kept delaying it because she kept making them do it over. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening on Dawson's Creek right now. but the producer loved the band, and they ended up using 4 or 5 of our songs. Mm-hmm. And I got my first ASCAP check from Dawson's Creek. And I'm like,
shit.
Holy shit. You can make money off this.
That's a big moment.
I still make money off Dawson's Creek. Still to this day. Thank you, Dawson's Creek.
Dude, we got to get on Dawson's Creek.
I'm telling you,
on Dawson,
or
some show.
But it's a funny thing. It's I wish I was into that show as I know it better now after being on it. I didn't know it. I just knew it was popular. So that was the interesting thing. Like we did all this stuff. Like that was all in the first month of the band. And
1 month of the band, you're already
1 month in the band.
Wow.
We did 2 weeks of club shows, and then we went to Japan and played Summer Sonic with Guns N' Roses, which is like 30,000 people. And
talk about
they
rocket ship,
and
dude.
they loved Joey, so instantly people were just going crazy for us. And then we did Europe, and then the band started blowing up in the UK, and it was a quick thing. This Japan, man, we are so awful at this show. It's embarrassing. We are just going for it.
Oh, that sounds fine.
We are playing so fast.
That sounds fine, man.
We came out. I was so out of breath on the first song, and that's Axl Rose's teleprompter, and they got mad because I kept climbing on it. They were like, You have to get all. I'm like, there's a giant box. What am I? You're in my spot.
You're my spot, dude.
You're
Get out
in
of
my
here.
spot.
I'm trying to fucking rock, dude.
So yeah, that's like our what 10th, 12th show maybe. So it was just
10th to 12th show. You're already doing that.
Crazy, right?
That's a.
But again, that was with Murder. I was
dude.
playing clubs and stuff. You know, a month before that in North Carolina.
That's a slingshot, dude.
Slingshot.
You better fucking hold on. What was that drink called again? I'm sorry,
Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm. It's awful. Basically you can buy it at convenience stores. They'll sell it alongside like you got that. You got Mad Dog 2020 is another awful one, but it'll get you.
Sounds bad.
Wild Irish Rose. So these are all convenience store greats.
So you're sorry if I'm gonna try to pronounce it right.
Yeah.
You're from Landis, North Carolina,
That's right.
correct?
Landis, North Carolina.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's for people that don't know, that's 40 minutes north of Charlotte, right?
Yeah, in between Charlotte and Greensboro, North Carolina. It's a little small area right there.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's where my family still lives, and that's pretty much where I grew up. So any shows that came in between Greensboro, Charlotte, or South Carolina, because I was kind of right on the border of that. So like Spartanburg, South Carolina, or Columbia, those were the
Bible
2 or
Belt,
3 hour drive. So I seen any band that came through there, and I remember seeing. There was a place called Ziggy's that had everybody. I saw Korn play in a club. I saw Korn and Deftones in the same show in a club. Manson in these clubs. Just saw a lot of bands. Typo Negative, all this stuff. And like I said, and just getting that opportunity with Joey, I'm glad I took it because I would not be here without him. He 100% he gave me a career.
Yeah, from there to.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's been
awesome, man.
We did 2 albums. We took a hiatus for like 8 years. We got back in 2010, and we had another blast. In the second record, first tour we do is 2 weeks with Guns N' Roses in Europe, main support.
Jesus, dude.
So it was just like,
dude.
No one told Jordison no.
Yeah.
No one told him no, and he got everything he wanted most of the time, and it was great. And then the next tour was Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper.
Dude, your fucking dream, dude.
Dude, it was awesome.
What a dream, man.
The thing that sucked is if we could have kept that going in between, like we took the break. Like if the first album, as soon as we got off tour, everybody asked us to go on tour with them. Like Motley Crue was into us. Motley Crue was coming back and was into us. Like all of our heroes liked what we were doing because we were just copying them.
Wow.
Dude. It was a cool thing. So that band pretty much set it up. And I just, in the last year and a half, I've been doing like a Murderdolls set where I've just played songs from it. And to see people that you come up to me every night and go, man, this was my teenage years. You were my soundtrack. It's insane, because
unbelievable, dude.
It's been a wild ride for me. So I'm still doing it.
You're still doing it. I was going to ask you till like when the podcast was going to end. I was trying to build up to it, but you went straight in. What was it like for you? What was it like working with Joey?
He changed everything.
What was he like?
Me. He's a lot like me, and I think that's why we hit it off. And we also butted heads a lot too.
Of course,
we had our issues and stuff, but we just connected. I never had connected with anyone like that. I'd been in my band doing my stuff for years. Like I said, I met Joey when I was 25, and I started playing when I was 15. So I had 10 years of musicians back and forth, and I just never gelled with anybody. He was the drummer in my head. When I write songs, I hear a drum in my head. And he was the guy that could do it, and then could do it better.
Yeah.
Well, if I do it like this. Like he took my songs, like, because I had the Murderdolls' first album, like all those songs for the most part, I had recorded them prior to that. So to hear him produce them and put drums and like, it was just like, holy shit. Wow. I learned. And I remember he wasn't like the first time I went did the vocals. I remember doing the first line of a song or something. And I was like, I'm in the booth, I'm talking back, and I'm like, how was that? And he comes back and he goes, that was pretty good. How about do it again, but don't suck? And I went, whoa, the first time someone told me I sucked. I'll show you. And then I went for it. And he's like, whoa, I know you could do that. Do this. And then he started producing me. And I was like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
So he started manipulating me a little bit. And then, but the code that Joey lived by was like, you know, recording with Ross Robinson and hearing all these stories, and like, it was like, we got to do this, and it was very serious to him. But I learned, you know, that was my first serious recording experience, and I never had anything sound that good. So yeah, he just, and the drumming, like on this record, if you look at all these songs, all the drumming.
Did you write this?
So Slip My Wrist.
No, I mean, who did you?
No, I know.
Basically, write it down.
No, I don't know. I think that was, I don't. You know what? That could have been Joey's handwriting. I have no idea who did that stuff. But
that's a cool concept. Actually, make it look like someone actually hand wrote it.
The whole layout for this is great. Cool. Like we're in a like a morgue inside of this thing. We're actually like in the trays of a. It was pretty bizarre. It smelled really weird in there.
Of course.
The only thing that's photoshopped on this picture is that little doll on that table. We're actually in an observation booth of a place where they would do operations.
Oh shit!
This was filmed out in California somewhere. I don't remember where. I know they filmed Resident Evil there, I think, after that or something.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
It's very creepy. People wouldn't film there after dark because they said it was haunted. So the crew was like, "We're getting the fuck out of here." And that was my first like $250,000 video. Like that was I think it was something like that was back in the day when they were forking over that kind of money.
$250,000.
I want to say it was something like that.
Go buy a house here.
Yeah. Yep.
He
goes, oh well, it's not as big as what Slipknot gets. And it's like, okay,
I could fucking buy this fucking place, dude. Holy shit! Wow,
so that was the
money.
video budget, and we had Paul Brown did this. This is one of the he went on. Paul Brown did all of this stuff. So. Nice. I think we were his second or third video that he did as well. And then after that, he started doing all the, you know, Motley Crue, Slipknot, everything. And that's the trays that were in there.
They put you in those fucking things.
And they pushed us in and closed the door for a photo too. And I'm like, nope. I know I sing about this stuff, but I'm not into that.
Is it kind of crazy for you to like kind of see these pictures and talk about this, and like you like and you like being in high school drawing like pentagrams and not knowing what you were drawing. You thought you drawing a pentagram meant rock and roll.
100%.
Crazy, huh?
100%. And it's kind of funny because like
it's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I've been doing press and stuff all week for the record, and I talk about that, like my mom coming into my room, looking through my music and my notebook because some church show she had watched. Said, well, look for these stars, look for these pentagrams. I didn't know what a pentagram was called then. I just knew it was the star, the rock and roll star. And I saw a guy drawing it in class, and I watched how he did it. Saying, you learn how to draw it. You're like, I could do this everywhere. So let's draw a bunch of them on a. Mom saw it. Oh, you must be possessed. And then shout at the devil. There's one on the album cover.
Boom.
Boom.
And what?
So that was it.
Didn't your parents wait till you were asleep? And then they took down your Iron Maiden and Motley Crue.
They did that.
Posters.
You read that story.
And so you took down your posters, took your cassettes, took your radio, and they said that they don't remember that.
They don't remember.
That's
I'm like,
a pretty
how
big
do I
moment,
remember this so vividly and you don't remember doing this? Because there was in North Carolina that TV evangelist Jim Baker. Was like, he was the man in North Carolina, and she was obsessed watching that show. And it was like Jim Baker and the Tammy Faye show. And they did a special on heavy metal.
Oh, I see.
They did a special on heavy metal. These people were huge.
Dude, is it on YouTube somewhere, you think?
Oh, I want to say this guy...
Them talking about metal? This is the double music.
Possibly, but I want to say this guy hooked up with a Playboy model.
Of course.
Yeah. So
of course it's like that.
This whole thing went down later on. So who got the last laugh? Jim Baker. But my parents, my mom went in and found all this stuff. I slept on the couch.
Yeah.
And they went in my bedroom and just took down all the. I had an Iron Maiden "Stranger in a Strangeland" poster because it just looked cool. I didn't even know a song by them. And they tore all of it down. I had a Bullet Boys poster they took down. The Bullet Boys.
Bullet Boys.
Smooth Up In You. How satanic is that?
Bullet Boys.
It's not.
Can we find
Bullet Boys?
Okay,
Bullet Boys. And it wasn't the apple. It was like a picture of them over here looking all sexy. Smooth Up In You.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I had an Iron Maiden poster beside of it to balance it out.
What do the Bullet Boys sound like?
Oh, you don't know these? Dude,
Yeah.
This is actually a pretty good sounding record.
Okay. Okay, sick. So, like, 80s.
Yeah.
Would you call it
it's a
glam?
perfect warehouse video.
This is where the warehouse videos came from.
It's
Right?
of all warehouse videos, this is in the top 5 for me.
Really?
I would say, yeah.
Dang. How many you're talking cross genres ripped off that concept?
There's a lot, but this is one of the 80s era. This is one of the best warehouse ones, I would have to say.
Is this where it came from, you think?
No. Someone did this before.
Who did the first warehouse music video?
That's a good question.
Because people still do that.
They still do it.
We did that like 2 years ago.
I would do it. I just haven't did it yet.
Oh, you haven't done it?
I haven't did a warehouse video.
You need
yet.
one
I need
warehouse
a warehouse
video.
And if I do one, that's the image I got in my head. It's going to have to be somewhere like Bullet Boys, at least imagery wise. I don't know if I'll be singing Smooth Up In You, but yeah, visually, it's a cool video. Extreme did a warehouse video for their first video too.
When did that come out?
88, I believe.
okay.
89.
Okay.
Actually, I wonder if Extreme could have beat them. Extreme Kid Ego would be the first. Would be another warehouse video, if I'm not mistaken.
Extreme.
There, look at that headband. That's
Okay.
a thick one.
Headband?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a warehouse. Might be
that's
looks like the same warehouse.
Dude, is that the same warehouse?
It could be.
Yo. I'm sorry, if you're just listening, we're watching
Yeah.
warehouse videos, that might be the same warehouse, because it's massive. It's
Yeah,
a massive
it looks
fucking
like-
warehouse.
It could be. Well, they're from Boston, and Bullet
Okay.
Boys are California, so it's the chances of it. I don't know, but
That's
I was playing with
that
GI
looks
Joes
identical.
and watching this and transferring over into hair metal. That's how it went. I went from wanting to be Rambo, and then I went,
You're like, I want to be either G.I. Joe or He-Man.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Cool.
I found rock and roll and went,
Boom.
this will be a lot easier to play guitar than have a power sword.
Dude, hell yeah, man. You know what? Something that you admitted that I don't think a lot of people do is like drawing like the pentagram, not knowing what it meant. I did that. I did that for the anarchy sign.
Me too. I didn't know what that meant either.
I saw people in high school. I saw that the punkers with the patches. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I'll draw like the A and the fucking.
I thought it meant against stuff. I'm against that stuff. Homework.
Yeah, I thought, dude, it looked so cool though, man. They had those shirts at Hot Topic, and then
didn't
you
know
want
what it meant.
anarchy. Yeah, all of the punkers had the patches, but yeah, you were drawing, but you would not tell anyone. You would not dare tell anyone that you had no idea what it meant, and I would lie to people. Yeah, it means. I don't know.
There was a TV show called Werewolf. It was on around the time, and the guy would have a pentagram that would pop in his hand, and I was like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah.
Does it mean I'm a werewolf too? So I just went with that as well. So I thought it meant werewolf, rock and roll. It was all stuff I was into. I was into horror movies and all this stuff like as a kid. Like
Is that right there?
the Werewolf TV show was
Wow.
great. Yeah, there was a kid in my class who used
crap.
to take his mom's mascara and just draw it on his hand, and the teacher would call him out, and he would just go,
Where's that kid now? Right? Where?
"Danny Donaldson, where are you?"
Oh, she knew his full name.
He was a new kid. He was there for like a week, and he disappeared, and I loved him, and no one else liked him, but I thought he was cool because we liked the Werewolf show. So I don't know where you are, Danny Donaldson. That was his name.
Man, if you were drawing pentagrams on your hand, I wonder.
But he did it on his hand. I was doing it on my notebook, and he did it with his mom's mascara, and I just thought it was really weird.
Oh shit!
He was
dude.
a weird dude. He always had a Kool-Aid mustache too. If you remember, people would drink the Kool-Aid,
Yeah.
and it would just stain their skin, so it had like a little mustache.
Oh.
It would go up like a stained skin.
I thought you
The
meant he
Kool-Aid
had
mustache is what we
Kool-Aid
call
mustache.
it. Yeah, I sometimes still get it.
I thought he had an actual mustache. How do you have a mustache in high school?
There was a kid in my school. We had a kid we called full bearded fourth grader.
There's every high school has that one person that just
Dude had
has
a full
that
beard in fourth grade.
and balding too.
Yeah. Instantly, he's just like he was 40 in like 8th grade. It was insane.
Some you're balding, you're 15, 16, dyeing your hair black for the first time.
I was 15 dyeing my hair black. Yes.
Sick.
I went from bleach blonde hair about this length to
Yeah.
just black overnight. And instantly everybody in school left me alone. And I went, this is awesome.
Really?
I was the only kid like me in school. There was no goth. I didn't know the word goth. I didn't even heard the term goth.
There's no like you weren't around any like punk kids, metal kids. You were like the only one.
Not in my school. Everybody in the high school for me, when I remember high school, when I was like 9th grade going into high school, everybody was wearing Queensryche t-shirts, Metallica shirts, Megadeth shirts, and I walked in first day wearing an Enough's Enough t-shirt.
Enough's enough.
Enough's Enough. You know who Enough's Enough is?
No. Jay?
We're getting glam rock on your show today. Enough's Enough.
Oh,
These guys. I had their t-shirt on.
even the way it's spelled.
Oh yeah. I'm friends with these guys now, which is crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've met all of my glam rock hero guys now, and I'm friends with a lot of them. So I wore this T-shirt, and I remember walking through the hallways, and all these long-haired guys, and I had my little blonde mullet and my Enough's Enough T-shirt, and I had a big peace symbol on it, I think, which I knew. That's the
peace
shirt.
symbol. Is this it?
That's the exact shirt I had. No way, I haven't seen that in forever. So you can see why I got slapped in the head walking through the hallway by guys wearing Dream Theater shirts, and they're calling me names, and I was just held my head down like I'm gonna wear. And every day I would wear a different glam band shirts just as a middle finger to those guys. It's so crazy that those guys did it was like. That was back when bullies, people picked on you in school. It was
the real bullies.
It was like the 80s movies. There's a movie called My Bodyguard where a guy pays a dude to be his bodyguard because he gets picked on. Like that was a real, I related to all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
My Bodyguard.
Yeah, if I could have hired that dude to go beat up those dudes in the Queensryche shirts.
And this was high school?
Yeah, this is like 1980. This is so...
I'm surprised you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't rebuy the shirt because didn't you, when you got older, didn't you start recollecting all the old toys you had when you were a kid? And
that's what I've mainly collected is toys. T-shirts is just next on the list. T-shirts, magazines. I mention it on podcasts and stuff, and people bring me a stack of magazines. So
nice.
I collect stuff. You see this? Bring me a stack of metal magazines. Bring me some movies, VHS. I collect it all. I'm a nerd for all that stuff.
Are people still bringing you KFC?
Not as much anymore, okay. but that was sort of my thing there for a while. I used to have a shirt that had the Colonel Sanders on the back with devil horns, and that was my Murderdolls shirt. And people saw it, and it became a popular thing. And people were throwing fried chicken on stage at us for a while.
Dude, people forget how good fried chicken is for macaroni and cheese, dude.
Oh,
classic.
I grew up. Up until I was 25, I ate fried chicken and macaroni every single day. Now I eat it every other day.
So what was that like your favorite meal? Or was
I was very sheltered. I didn't eat. That'd be a whole nother podcast talking about what I don't eat. It's more that I don't eat than I do eat.
Okay, so what don't you eat?
I've never had a salad. Ever.
You never had a salad?
Ever.
So what?
See, it's like, well, now it just got weird.
Are you getting like anxiety right now seeing that all that green right there?
So I tell people like, yes. So like, you know that show Fear Factor?
Yes.
Where they'll be like, all right, you could either, eat this or whatever. So if you did that salad and then you went, all right, so say I'm on that show, you're on Fear Factor.
Yeah.
You can have this wonderful whatever salad, your top Cobb salad, whatever.
Yeah.
Or eat this raw bull penis. I would be like, I don't know. They both look gross to me. What would I choose? I don't know. I don't know until I was in that situation.
Did something happen to you when you were young that you had like a salad and it was like some trauma?
Didn't. That's the thing. I didn't have a salad. My mom didn't make me eat anything, and I just ate what I liked. And apparently I liked macaroni and cheese and fried chicken, which is pretty much my life.
Like high school and child?
That's it. So I come home from school, fried chicken, macaroni and cheese. That was it. That was the meal. That was pretty much my life till 25. And then when I started playing these arenas and stuff with Joey doing catering, they didn't have fried chicken and macaroni and cheese. So I'm like, well, what's this? I tried steak for the first time when I was 26.
Mm.
Everything I tried was first time in catering. on tour. So my biggest education was just going on tour and meeting people and trying foods, and I was very, very sheltered up until then.
Did your parents buy you any food and put it in like the fridge? Like, what was?
It was just. It wasn't like
what would they? Because I heard you mention that your childhood was you had a good childhood.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
My parents were great. We had family dinner. It was just. My mom just made me fried chicken and mac. It was very country. Like my parents, now that I think about it, they didn't really eat a lot of different stuff. We didn't have never had Mexican food. We never had Chinese food. Pizza was kind of rare. I didn't eat pizza till then too, and I still don't really like tomato sauce. I don't eat tomatoes.
You're an interesting guy, man. That's cool.
I'm as weird as
That's
you
cool,
could possibly
man.
be. I'm getting better. I'm starting to try some stuff. I tried a Belgian waffle recently for the first time.
48. You're still
48.
Okay, you're still trying stuff. Got it. It's awesome.
She could tell you everything I've tried, but I'm getting better at it, at trying stuff. So, who knows? By the time I'm 50, who knows what I'll try? Man, Belgian waffles changed my life.
Yeah, because
and I tried it in Belgium too for the
cool.
first time. So I went,
nice.
Might as well try it here.
Yeah, but you're out going out on dates. What are you going to a restaurant? What are you ordering?
But restaurants now, like I eat better. I fried chicken. I eat grilled chicken now.
Okay.
Mashed potatoes.
Big step for you, man.
Baked
cool.
potatoes. I eat rice. I'm just not a vegetable guy. I like corn. But that's like the vegetable. It's not good for you though. So I don't eat any of the good stuff. And when I did do vegetables, if I do, it's usually sneaked into like a smoothie. If it's sealed like in a smoothie where I won't taste it. Is how I do the vegetables. And I also take I buy these green pills, so I do get all the salad. So I'm going to take the salad, and I'll just take these two green pills that I take.
When you're out on the road, do you get sick or no?
Knock on wood. I haven't been sick and I haven't been sick since COVID.
Wow.
So
4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I try to take care of myself. I think people would say, "Oh, how are you doing that?" I just I take my supplements, so I'm getting all my stuff. The other ways, I just don't. I wish I could eat a salad like that, but I would have a hard time doing that. As hard as that to imagine, that would just be weird to me.
Wow. Maybe when you hit the big 5-0, you'll have your first salad.
Maybe
the big 5-0.
I don't know if that would be the way to celebrate.
Sick.
I could find 100 other things I'd rather do for my birthday than eat a salad.
No, it's gonna be a big deal, dude. 5-0 salad. All your friends come out and start drinking, and
why not?
And you're just high.
So basically. Everything in my world got catapulted when I met Joey Jordison, going back to the whole thing. And he said, working with him, he pretty much launched this whole thing for me. And we were able to do the second record in 2010, the Women and Children Last record. They said we toured with Guns N' Roses, Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper. It was a trip, man. And then I just kept touring after that again. He went back to Slipknot after that. And I've just been able to keep doing it. And
then I noticed you stay very consistent with Wednesday 13 with your records. You just kept going and going. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, like I said, this will be the 10th album as Wednesday 13, and this is the first one that I went back again. I had so much fun recording this one too because I was able to. I play guitar on the whole. I play rhythm guitar on every song on the record.
Oh, nice.
And normally I write stuff, but I don't play in the studio. I started doubting myself, and I kind of got my guitar confidence back on this record. So it was good. I had my producers and guys are like, I was always just going, I suck, and they're like, play it like this, and they're like, I can't play it. You do this better. You're a good guitar player. And I'm like, really? Because I always thought it was in this hand, and everyone's like, your right hand's insane. I can't do this the way I do with this hand. You're a guitar player, so
yes.
But
the right hand. Dude,
everyone's like, your right hand's solid. I'm like, that counts. Yeah, I didn't know that till like last year. So I'm learning things.
Wow, 40 is a dude. You got to have a solid when you're 50, dude. This is like a
dude.
Big...
Like I said, I'm a punk rock dude. I learned how to play guitar, and I said, this is good enough. Go. And that was it. And but once I started playing with, like I said, Joey set up the musicianship for me. Like once I realized. Like I said, I knew he was the dude on drums, because so many people I would meet, like anywhere you went, and there was like Dave Grohl would come up and be like, Joey, oh my God, and just sit there and just talk to him about drums. Charlie Benante came up, and I remember I was a big Anthrax fan. All the metal bands, I listened. I loved Anthrax growing up, and I always knew Charlie was an awesome. You could just hear Anthrax, knew that guy was a killer drummer.
Sure, yeah.
And just watched him sit in the room and just him and Joey in a corner just going, how do you do this? How do you do this part? And he said, oh, you do this, and just talking. I'm just there watching him, going, this is crazy. And I've always been a drum nerd. Like I was very fortunate to play with him, and it was a trip, man. And at the time it was like drum wise, he changed the game. No one played like him.
Still,
no one played like him, and now you hear these drums, and it's just like that wouldn't have. He changed the game on it. And that's the studio where Murderdolls recorded, in that studio, that first album. Nice. That's the same. That's where he told me on the playback right there, "Don't suck." That guy recorded. That's the engineer, Matt Sapanic. And that's where we recorded. That's the vocal booth right there. And he did all the drums for the album. Didn't even have a guide. He played it all in his head. That first album's not on a click at all. You can tell. Drummers have told me. You can tell. Yeah. But he didn't play to anyone. Like, he just would go in and go, all right, this is played in my head. This is the chorus. This is the verse. In. All right. He'd go back, guitar, bass, and then you got a whole song done. And he'd kill it.
How many, what other records did Matt do?
That was the only one I did with him, and I think he just did local stuff with Joey. He may have did something with Joey later on in his other bands that he did, but that was like my first like real recording studio. And Joey goes, "This ain't a real studio." I'm like, "Looks like it is to me."
Sick, dude.
But yeah, and I learned a lot from that guy Matt too. So I haven't seen these videos in forever. It's crazy. You pull
what was your takeaway learning from Matt?
I wanted to be better, like I don't know. I'm a perfectionist in ways. Joey kind of got me out of my punk rockness a little bit. I'm still there, but like sometimes I'll be like, it's good enough. Now I'm just like, no, I got to do this. I got to tweak it. I don't know. He will always be that little guy on my shoulder every time I record going, what would he say? Would he say that's good? What would you do? He'd make you go in and do that. He'd make you go back and redo that. I know you don't want to do that part, but what would Joey do? He'd make you do it. So I always, he's still in my head constantly when I record. I always compare it to it because I learned all the studio stuff from him. My two major recording things was Murderdolls, and like that was everything else was done in bedrooms and basements and a couple little studios, but that felt like I'm in a real studio,
Yeah, I could tell that you still miss him.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy when all that happened, and it's still hard to believe. And there's a day I don't think about him. Like it's constantly in my feed. Just people talk about him all the time. But it's great though. I'm keeping him alive that way.
Yeah,
with this music, and to be able to like I said, to go out and celebrate these songs and play them, and people go, man, This changed my life. You guys touched me, you reached me, and it's a great feeling. I got that award back recently, the one you just had, you circled right there.
Yeah.
That was our Metal Hammer Award, Best New Band of the Year, and I just recently got that award back because our publicist passed away, and that was at her house. We gave that to her because she broke Murderdolls in the UK.
Oh, cool.
And instead of us keeping the award, we gave it to her, and she passed recently, and I got it back. So that was us winning It was a big deal then.
Yes. It was awesome that you got the word back. Yeah, it never gets easier, man. People can't, I never said this before, but if you're watching, you could see the picture behind the guests. But from my perspective, I always see the guests, literally, it's just like, so I have.
Right, I saw it. I sit down. Yeah.
It's literally always just staring right at me. It's just never.
Yeah.
Never leaves, man.
I have a picture of Joey, and like I have my little. I have several man caves at home that I hang out in, but my main place I hang out is like my garage, and I have several pictures of him that I look. I have a picture of my mom as well. Like all those memories are they'll always be here with me, and I still speak of him like constantly. Like I always say, Jordison this. We've mentioned him a million times in this already. You know, it's just he's a part of my world. He changed it, and the crazy thing is when I saw how popular he was, once I was in the band, I started, because I knew Slipknot was big, but I didn't know how much attention that they got, and he believed in me. You know, like he was like everyone else was. You know, I thought about wearing the Enough's Enough shirt, people picking on me, and I'm like, it's like this dude believes me, and people believe him. I'm gonna go with this. So it was just cool. Man. Like you felt invincible with that guy, and like I said, he got everything. We did some amazing stuff. How do you get to tour with Guns N' Roses? Because of him.
Wow.
So it was a good thing. I'm glad I got to know that guy, and I'll never forget him. Like I said, I think about him every day, and I'm able to still play this music and keep it alive. There's people that still every day that thank me for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, every day. I remember like once like you open up like the can of worms. I was talking about Mitch just constantly. If it's like ever open up, it's like a good 2 hours. It kind of comes out, and then like you write songs, you hang out with your homie. It's kind of just you don't talk about it, but once I open up that kind of worms, it flows out for next like the whole podcast.
Well, you think about all the people that you met because of it too. Like,
dude,
like I know everybody. Like I saw your podcast recently with the guys from Snot, and I believe the bassist was in Amen.
Yes.
And Casey Chaos just
double whammy
just passed away. Another guy that I met through Joey in the very beginning. And Amen, I love that band. Their records were great. Casey was an animal on stage. I've never seen anything like that. Like it was like he was. If you saw that and knew that band, it was insane. And he dug us too. And Joey was super close with him. And you know, Joey, like I said, he would always be like, that was two front guys. He would be like, what would you go on stage? He would try to tell me how to be the front guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then and he would be like, it was a lot of pressure. And he'd be like, when you go out on the stage, you better fucking do this, and this is what Corey Taylor does, and this is what Casey Chaos does. And I was just like, all right.
I mean, Chaos is in your name.
Casey, what the coolest stage name.
Casey Chaos.
And I recently just went and bought
he looks possessed.
4 or 5. I got 4 Amen road cases that was at Casey's
really?
house. I went and bought them.
Oh, wow.
So I kept the logo on them, and so that's our road cases now. So just a big influence on him, and he was one of the first people that I met in the business too. And Paul Gray too. He was around in the very beginning, and I remember Paul was. I didn't even met anybody else in Slipknot except for Paul and Joey, because they constantly hung out. And I remember I didn't know Paul that well. We would see each other. We'd hang out and buddies. And when Slipknot got nominated for like their second Grammy or something, he called me and asked me to go to the Grammys with him, and I didn't even know him that well, and I just found that odd. And I'm like, and I went, dude, I'd love to, but I don't think my wife will let me go. She wouldn't have let me go, and I was like, you don't have anybody else to go with you? And he's like, no. I just found that odd. That was a weird thing. Like, he asked me to go to the Grammys. I was like, your band doesn't want to go? I don't think it was this one. I think it was another one.
Maybe like the very first time they played.
It was like, it was one that they didn't go to.
Oh, okay.
And he just, and he thought of me. And I just thought I would have went, but I would have got the divorce going earlier than it did. It eventually happened. I should have went. But no, he was another killer dude that I met.
Maybe you just leave a impression on people.
I'm down to earth with people. And he was such a cool dude and calm and like I said, I only knew Slipknot from the imagery. I didn't really know their music or not. And then, and just he was around Joey constantly. And Joey was really, really hurt when he passed too. That was another, and that happened on that second Murderdolls record too. So when we were touring on that,
it was during the record.
It was right after we recorded. We were about to go on tour, and Paul passed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And Joey, when we started recording that record, Joey was a little fragile at the time, and we recorded the second record, and he kind of did a complete 360 from the first day in the studio to the last day. Like he just I think he had to warm up around us again. We had to get to know each other because he was a different dude and I was a different dude then 8 years later. So we kind of had to get to know each other again. But after that recording process, Joey was a different dude, and he seemed like he was in a better place than he was when I'd seen him again for the first time. And then Paul passed, and that just turned it again. And it was difficult because he was really, really hurt by it. And we dedicated the song to Paul every night, and he would you could tell he zoned into it every night on stage. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because I remember doing that every night. I would do a tribute to Paul, and then here I am doing tributes to him, and it's just like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's what happens when someone in your band passes. It's just like it's an everyday tribute.
Yeah, it is. It is. But it's not there's days where it's easier than others, but there's one shows where you just feel it.
Sometimes,
and it's just
take
your breath. Yeah. But it's there. It's the emotion of it, and I'm glad that I get to. It gives people a little closure with it too. I think it gives. It's doing it for me, and I think it's doing it for people too when I play those songs. So we have a Murderdolls, like a best of set we do in the middle of the set. I still haven't got it planned out exactly how we're doing it yet, but those songs are so short. We can play like 10 songs in like 20 minutes. Like, we're going to try the medley idea on this.
Okay,
so we're going to try to
it's always
see how many we can do and throw into the batch. But yeah, this tour starts. We leave a week from today.
When do you? I don't know. I've never done this before. When do you want this project to drop? We could drop it right before the tour. We could drop it right before the record.
I don't know if I'd like it before the tour. I think it would help the tour. People would pay attention to it.
On it. Okay.
Then.
Then
but if the label wants it before either way, it's going to help. I don't know if it really matters.
Okay.
But yeah, either way. I think when it comes out, we've got like a week left of the tour. So
I know. Yeah, it's kind
of yeah. So
because you could. Once you're here, you could tell people that there's tour dates.
Yeah. Well, I would rather just promote the tour because that's where we're playing all this stuff, and it's kind of.
Where you guys going?
Yeah. So it starts in Las Vegas. It's 37 shows across.
37.
37, man.
Ugh.
I know. I'm thinking back to it, going, oh no.
And any longer than a month, dude, it's fucking.
Yeah, but this probably the only thing we do in the States this year. Unless it's like a one-off or something, because we have the summer in Europe, and then we go back to Europe at the end of the year, October, November, and then I think we're going to do a U.S. again, early January. So, so for anybody listening, this will be your only chance to see us probably this year in the USA. So get out to a show. It's going to be a cool tour, and we're having so much fun playing. I don't know, it's crazy. I've been doing this for so long, but my voice is better.
Sick.
I'm better on stage. I'm more focused on it. It's taken me this long to figure out how this thing works, and I care about it. And I every day I watch videos of our show and go, you could do better than that. What is that? You're a wimp. You could do that better. Come on. I am my ultimate drill sergeant. I'll never be satisfied with it, but yeah, this is our new video. New video's out soon on the album campaign now, promoting everything.
Hell yeah!
We put a stripper pole in a church. Speaking about the pentagram thing we were talking about, this song, the lyrics of this song, this is a song called "When the Devil Commands." I wrote this song based off the pentagram stories. You brought that up. When I wrote these lyrics for the song, I wrote it as if my mom was going through my records, and she's looking through, and if I could just purposely plant one for her, just with a diamond on, just so it was shining on it, and she would open it up, and if I could wrote the lyrics out just for her, just spelled it out, almost like a nursery rhyme. That's what these lyrics are. It's an ode to and that's as simple as it is. Because in the metal world, you do anything with the devil or Satan, you're not a real Satanist. I've got that message for the past 2 weeks. What? You're not a real Satanist. You guys, sick. You don't even know what 666 is.
Oh, stop
You're
reading
a bunch
that
of
shit,
wimps.
man.
You guys, the comments are crazy.
Get out of there, dude.
It's and I'm like, you know what? This is Hollywood Satan. That's what I wrote about. That's the in the movies. That was what. That's as simple as this song is, but it's just funny now. It's like back in the day, you had to get in a magazine to get a critic to talk about you. Now
it's
just,
online.
now you just go online and just
and now
look.
you actually try to do good. We're talking earlier how you were trying you were putting out a fire. It's on your Instagram.
Oh,
You're putting out a fire, then people are talking shit to you.
You want to see this fire video? This is so your guy Vicente, your video guy Vicente does all my
Shout out.
videos. He's killer. So we're filming a video. It's just down some. Should be right after Linda Blair. There we are. All right.
There we go.
So this video right here, this breaks out on the side of the highway, and
I remember seeing this.
And I climb over this fence. Oh, let's get our song blast in the back. That's even better. So
people are honking.
yeah, so there's traffic watching this fire.
Watch out, Dave.
And this, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Babe, watch out. Hold on.
So my band is like, oh, what's he doing? And they're like, oh, the dirt work. So they start handing us buckets over this fence. So the fire broke out off the property we were filming. This is on the side of the highway. And I climbed over the fence to put it out because I don't want to burn up our video set, our equipment.
Yeah.
I'm like, I put too much work into this. I'm not going out without a fight. And to be honest with you, I'm from North Carolina. This ain't the first time I've had a fire break out in a backyard. I've had to do something like this. So I've had those drunken bonfires. But that's what it looked like before I started. So imagine that's what we saw.
Shit. Yeah, that's bad.
So the video, we had to
bad.
run over to this thing. We're on this property in the dark. The only light is from the generator.
Oh, that's my generator light.
There's the generator lights and the
shit.
fire. So, and that's my drummer. He's like, oh, am I getting the car? What we're doing here? He's like, what? He's got his car keys. And they're like, so I climbed over the fence, and then the band started helping me put it out. Because once we started putting the dirt on it, you can see we got it condensed.
And is that by the freeway?
That's
right?
on the 210.
The 210?
In,
Okay.
in Sylmar, California. And this video went viral, had 10 million views on my page, which I started looking at analytics on Instagram after this. I went, whoa, that's crazy. And then you read the comments.
Oh,
and then
no,
everybody-
get out of there,
And then
dude.
the comments, and it's like,
Stop it.
and then the comments go, you guys started this on purpose to get views for your shitty video. And I'm like, I went, man.
You can't win, dude.
I was like, yeah, and this is right
can't
after
win.
I'm like, oh, we just put this fire out, and I'm explaining it because you can see right here where I'm explaining it. So the video shoots there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a flame break out right over there, and we panicked and ran. So we were able to put it out mostly before the fire department got here. But if we wouldn't have, it would have been really bad. We were literally in.
And then someone from the freeway stopped, right? And
Someone from the freeway stopped and went, you guys need some help? And we're like, yeah. And then the guy goes, what happened? I'm like, we were filming a video. I'm out of breath, and I'm throwing dirt. And he goes, you're filming? You started this? And I went, no. And he goes, fuck you. And I went, fuck you. And we're both trying to put the fire out. And then he's yelling. He goes, you guys started this. You motherfuckers. And then you hear something like, one of the guys in there is like, we're allowed to be here. We have permission to be here. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And it just, so we're putting a fire out, fighting with this guy up on the road. I'm in my full stage gear. One of the coolest things that we didn't get on video, though, I had my hat on.
Yeah.
And right when I put I threw the first thing of the fire on it, I seen it go out, and I grabbed my hat, and I saw my bass player. I went, hold this. And I went, and I threw it like a Frisbee. It was like a movie moment. And he caught it. And then I went to work, put it out. And then, so I was the firefighter for the day. It was a cool hat move, but no one saw it.
Sick.
God damn it.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah, so and then finally we get a water hose to turn on. Before this whole thing, it was like a Three Stooges moment. We're running into each other, tripping over stuff, and once I climbed over the fence and started working on it, we realized we could put it out, and we did. So now we were able to film our video after that. So it took about 45 minutes out of our video shoot, and that's us when I saw it. You see
wow.
Vicente's right there on the right.
Oh yeah. The guys, there's a fire.
Yeah,
over
because
there.
it just popped out of nowhere, and you see us go, "Oh shit!" Yeah, the next video is us, and right here you'll see us filming this video, and our guitar player on the left sees it, and he goes, he points it out.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
Man.
we just run straight into it. But yeah, that's the
Yeah, because unfortunately there was a big issue where people were starting fires on purpose, dude, and filming it. It was fucked up.
dude. It was insane, and I think that's why it kind of kicked in gear too. I went because when I went over and saw the fire, there was a wooden pallet up against a tree, and that's what was engulfed. And I'm like, it looked like someone started it, and there was a backpack right there too.
What?
And there was a homeless encampment 20 feet down from that. Now, I'm not saying, I don't have anything against homeless people or whatever, but like there were people right there. We'd saw someone there earlier, and then the police told us
Yo.
that someone had been starting fires on that highway all week, and they hadn't
Oh
called.
fuck.
So, like I said, if we would, so all these trees you see here, that's like a nursery that rents out trees for movie sets.
Oh, interesting.
So we
Okay.
went there to film, but we made a graveyard. So instead of bringing the graveyard to us, we just went, let's just go film there and build it there. So, and then that broke out, and I was like, I'm not going to let this destroy our video. So, yeah, there we are.
Talk about mass arson.
Yeah,
It was mass arson.
yeah.
People were just around everywhere. It was fucking.
It was scary because we had a we for that whole week. We live in Burbank, so the closest fire to us was the one that started at Runyon Canyon, which was close at West Hollywood, and then the Pasadena fire was coming at us. So it was we had a bag packed for a suitcase ready to go in case we had to leave. So to see that break out right, it was terrifying at first, but then my thought was I could try to put it out, and we did.
Good.
So yeah, we did our good deed, but again, I had 10 million views on that. So I got a lot of people checking the page out, and yeah, so that was it.
Hopefully,
2025 is off to a fiery start.
Oh fuck!
It's hot.
Hopefully, hopefully that made some people that wouldn't normally hear or see the band maybe check out some fucking tunes.
Yeah, but
You know?
I understand. Like if you watch the first video I post, it's so quick. And my comment was, "Hey guys, put a fire out. See you later." It's because I just posted it,
Yeah.
and it doesn't even look real. But some of the comments are great. It's like the best ones. I was just laughing at them. I was saving them and sending them to the guys in the band. Like one was like, "Good thing the Crows showed up to put the fire out. Good thing Marilyn Manson was there to put the fire out, or the Kiss Army." And
Wednesday, you gotta get
dude,
out of there, man. It'll drive you nutty, dude. It would drive you nutty.
But it's not anything new. I've always read. I'm just I'm amazed. But I've never had a viral video. But
it's pretty dope.
I did stop reading it because the first day I went, this is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And then someone was like, we're going to have your Instagram revoked because you started this.
Oh
we're
my
gonna
goodness.
call Instagram. I'm like, good luck. I've been trying to get them on customer service for a week, and I can't even get them. So
It's like, man,
good luck.
Who you gonna call? All right, you don't fucking know shit. Shut up, dude. Shut
We're
up.
gonna let's get this guy taken down. And it's usually people that said it had like
Yeah.
one follower. But yeah, that's how our year started off. But the video is gonna be so cool. I'm so excited to see it. And
Badass, dude.
yeah, we were
Congrats,
able
man.
we were able to finish it. But I know if we wouldn't have stopped that would have been another fire on the list of California.
Yeah. Why did you get sober?
When did I get? Why?
Besides the obvious reasons.
I went through. I think it was 2018. I think is when I started doing it.
Okay.
I mean, it's 2009. I get the years mixed up. I started feeling it. I remember for about 4 months before I stopped. I didn't like the way I felt. And I would drink a lot. I mean, for me, like a half a bottle a day was but I would look at it as a half. I'll just drink half, and the other half the next day. But if I went an inch below that half, I'm I
Gotta finish
might
the
as well
thing.
finish it off because
Oh,
I'll start over tomorrow. Kind of
terrible habit.
sort of deal. And I just started. My body was telling me, "Hey, stop doing this to me." And I lived right beside a Runyon Canyon. I just brought that up because that's where that fire started. I lived beside a Runyon Canyon, and I just started. I walked that mountain one day, and I started doing it every single day for 4 months. And I think at the time I weighed about 180 85 pounds when I started, which was heavy for me. And I went on this crazy, I got sober, and I started on this exercise thing, and I lost 60 pounds. I got too skinny. I got down to 130 pounds.
Oh, that's
130 pounds. I weigh about 150 now, but I got down to 130. So I was skinny. I didn't see it like that. A lot of people thought I had cancer. Like, I was so skinny. And looking back on it now, I'm like, whoa, I didn't see it like that.
because the moment you stop drinking, like your body just reacts so quickly, just like you just start dropping weight, dude. It's crazy.
I lost it, and I just, and I just got in a good frame of, I thought a good frame of mind, but again, I was still that probably the first 2 years I got sober, I still was kind of numb feeling, thinking back on it, I still don't think I was, I smoke weed too, but I still thinking back on it, I still don't think I was clear-headed as I feel now. I can look back with some perspective on it now and go, you might have been sober. I still don't think you were. Don't think you were right in the head there.
It takes a while for your brain to kind of rewire, dude.
Yeah.
It's not like you get sober and then now I'm fucking clear-headed. It's like it took me years too. Like cutting back on booze, and drugs stopped.
Yeah.
Took years to get rewiring. Okay, now I think about this. Now I could be more centered. It's not this fucking overnight thing.
And then COVID too, because going into COVID, you had the 2 years there to do nothing but reflect on stuff. So I was able to, just a lot of stuff after COVID. I mean, I know a lot of people changed and stuff, but for me, I changed for the better. I used to run my mouth online. I used to comment on Twitter and say shit. Like, I don't anymore.
You don't?
I don't anymore. I talk about my band probably too much, but that's it. I don't have political opinions that I share. I don't have. I just keep it. No one needs to hear that from me. No one needs to. I don't need, and it doesn't. And none of that stuff I ever posted ever did anything good for me. So, and I learned a lot of people should just shut the fuck up during COVID. Is what I learned most of everything.
Yeah, I think people were seeing a lot of things they didn't really mean because you're just bottled up in like a fucking small area for a while. And it's probably a little bit weird for you because I mean your first sober record was Necrophase, right? Yeah, that was 2019.
Yeah.
What was the difference?
I just felt more. I think I felt more present with it. I mean, I always worked hard on my record, whether I was drinking or not. I still worked hard on it. Nice. But I think that one, I don't know. I felt a little more focused on it. But looking back on it, I don't feel as focused on that one as I did on the new album. But every record, probably with you too. Like, some people will look at a record and go, "I like this record better than that one." View over time, and like for me, that record is music is one thing. That's a era of my life. That's to me getting sober. That's Runyon Canyon. That's where I lived at that time. That's all those memories. The music's kind of second to me. So when I look back on my catalog, sometimes I look at records and go, I didn't like that period in my life, so I don't like that record. It could be a great record, but I don't like me around that time.
You just associate your memories with that time. It's
right.
Like, and whatever like you recorded, it's just like, it's not.
Yeah. So this record, I like it, but I didn't like me during that time. The album after that, I didn't like me around that time. This is the first record in a long time that I like me, and I like everything about it. I just had a good experience and recording, and just this is a fun record. You got to do press and interviews and talk about it. And it's the first record I've did in a while where I enjoy talking about it. I don't feel like I'm fooling myself. Talking about it. You know what I mean?
Yourself, because sometimes you're selling a record you don't really like. That's why I wouldn't do that many interviews back in. I'm like, I don't really like this record. You guys say how good it is.
Yeah.
I don't wanna lie.
Yeah, like the last record like, coming out of COVID, I had to have a record out. I knew I'm just like, I got to talk about it. But I'll be honest with you, I don't really know if I like it. I don't know if I like it yet.
I get it, dude.
You know.
Yeah, and you're putting out like a lot of music right now. Well, you just dropped that EP?
No, I did a collaboration with our opening band on this tour called Dead Rabbits, which is
Yes.
Craig from Escape the Fate,
Yeah.
and that was a cool experience too, going and recording. And I realized then with that music just how different more modern music, I would say, because that's what that sounds like to me. It's more of a modern sound, and what I do is like it's like such a difference. Like just the overall vibe of it, and but it turned out really cool. My favorite part about recording this was the producer Howard Benson did this.
Okay.
And he's known for My Chemical Romance and all these platinum stuff, but I know him from the hair metal days. He did Bang Tango, Tough, Pretty Boy Floyd, all these hair metal records that I had. So when they asked me to go do it, my first reason to go do it was because of this guy.
Oh, sick.
So he
dude.
did a bunch of my favorite obscure hair metal bands, and so it made that recording process even cooler now. So I got to do a song with one of my hair metal guys.
It's great. Yeah, I noticed it was like a collab EP. I saw that there's like multiple bands on the.
Yeah, so
cool.
I thought it'd be a cool thing to promote the tour. They asked me to do it, and all the bands are on it. Like we're on this tour, so what better way to promote it? It's a cool thing. It puts me in front of a different audience because the Escape the Fate audience is a different world than what I do. Like even your audience is a different kind of world than me. So
Sure.
I like to do the stuff, and because I don't really fit into a genre here. I don't know. That's why it's so hard for me to tour with bands. So it's like, well, they look at me and go, "We'll put you with Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson. What else you got?"
Yeah. What else? Yeah.
I don't
they gotta
know.
Keep looking.
Okay, and then so we could play with punk bands. We could play with it fits. We toured with Cradle of Filth and their audience loved us.
Oh, nice.
So it does work. We can cater to almost everything. And again, at this age, I'm just trying to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm having fun, and just working with other. I have a couple more collaboration tracks that's coming out later this year that I'm working on with some other bands. So it's a good time. It's a good time for me musically, and I'm having fun again. I didn't imagine I would be having fun at this age and still doing this, and I am.
That's cool, man. It looks like you're getting after a few years, you're getting your clear head.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I didn't, you never think about turning 50. Like I'll turn 49 in August, be 50 next year, which is scary. Like, how can the math be like that? I'm still 48. How can I be 50 next year?
I know, man. I had a moment when I was oh shit, he's Wednesday is 48. I wanted to say he was way older than me. I want to say you were, but wait, I'm 39. Oh shit, I'm 39. What the fuck? How did that happen?
Well,
crazy.
The whole title of the record, the record's called Mid-Death Crisis, which is a
that was my last question.
Which is a joke on life. It's just me It's me just going, I'm over the hill now. I'm mid-death crisis. So this is sort of a crisis. So the cover is me kind of as sort of a Frankenstein.
My goodness!
I started. You see my lip ring and my nose ring. So I started imagining, I'm like, who would be going through a mid-death crisis? I'm like, Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Imagine that guy. He's dead. He's just like, fuck. Put this on one more time. Give it a shot. So that's the.
I was gonna ask you, going through like your record titles, like the song names. How did you come up with that? It's like a tongue-in-cheek kind of. It's always like this.
It makes me laugh. It's a funny type kind of thing. I've always made a play with words. Like the first song on the record is called "Decease and Desist."
Yeah,
so
I'm always exactly. It's always like that.
Always
kind of,
a play on stuff. Like today, I was like, "Hey, the tour is right around the coroner." It's dumb shit that I saw in the Addams Family and the Munsters back in the day. It's in all these old famous Monsters magazines. Just and it's just that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
stood out to me, and it's just became my shtick.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I wonder, like, because your daily routine, right? Is you'll go on YouTube and you'll look up 70s cartoons, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, is he just watching this stuff and is thinking about like these titles? It's like
it'll pop in my head like. Like the Beetlejuice cartoon is a perfect example. That cartoon is just constant lines. He says stuff like that. I was even watching a new Beetlejuice, and he almost used the title Mid-Death Crisis. He says, I'm going through an afterlife crisis or something.
Oh, sick.
I went cool. Because I always call Beetlejuice my spirit animal, so we're almost linked in there. But the Beetlejuice cards, all this stuff, I keep it on. YouTube has these live channels of G.I. Joe, He-Man, all 80s stuff. I just keep it on. I have TVs almost in every room of the house. I have toys set up from the 80s everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's a fountain of youth for me to be around this stuff. So it's not like I ever have to. I just go, I'm playing guitar. Oh, that's a cool riff. Lyrically, look around. Like there's a new song on the record called Decapitation, which is the happiest song about cutting people's heads off you'll ever hear. It's catchy.
Okay, it's catchy.
I was watching a compilation of decapitation on YouTube, and it was 10 minutes of people getting their heads cut off in movies. Starts with the Omen, which is the greatest one, with the plate glass chopping this dude's head off. It's one of the greatest scenes from the Omen. The Omen head decapitation. Oh, it's great. And I was watching this, and I had my acoustic guitar. And I watched this, and I was da-na-na-na-na-na, and I saw this.
Oh,
right there. And I walked in the house. My lady's off camera here. I walked in the house, and I went, listen to what I just wrote. And I went, decapitation. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Because I was watching this compilation of, that's how I write songs. And I was as happy as this guy is right now. When I finished that song.
I just wrote a sick riff, dude. Oh my God, it's so sick.
So to me, that's kind of how I write songs. They're fun, and they're also like you write something catchy, and then you're listening to it, and you go, "Did he just say that?" Like in that song, in the middle, the bridge is, "I hope it doesn't sound obscene. I want to burn your remains with kerosene."
Impressive.
So it's little makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's morbid, but it works.
It's you.
It's me.
I get it now.
It's
okay.
me. It's me. Yeah, and there's a track listing.
It just kind of comes to you.
It does, and over the years, I've tried to be like, if I could be a little more, I don't have to keep doing the play on words. You can't do it on every song because then it's just too much. But yeah, I try to keep it as fresh as I can, and I'm happy with this record. I did good. I'm excited. I think the fans are going to like it. I wrote it as a live album. I think where I always put myself on the other side of the stage and go, would I be into this? Would I want to hear them play this? And I always do that.
Cool. So Mid-Death Crisis out April 25th, correct?
Mm-hmm. That is right.
Nice. Cool. And you guys got the tour. Hopefully we're dropping this before or during the tour.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will put links in the.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I want to say any closing thoughts or anything that.
No, it's great. Thank you for having me, man. This is cool. I've watched your show for a while, and it's just cool to come here and chat. Yeah, it's just we have so many mutual friends, so it's just cool to finally meet you. So thank you for having me.
Anytime, man. It's I say it's always it's a big world, but small circles, dude.
It is.
I think we're all connected. So yeah, it was just really cool just to meet you, and then bam, we're talking about life, and
man.
good luck on the record, and good luck on the tour Wednesday.
Thank you.
Honor, man. Thank you.
you.
All right, everyone. That's it. Later.